On Two Wheels this week, Jeff rides the Evo Blade, Wayne meets up with some young road racers, and another tip from Brendan Riley. Also, another chance to see top stunt rider Dave Coates.
A Blade for $22,350? Why not? Olin suspension, single-sided swinging arm, new bodywork, a tuned motor and 30 extra horses. And this is it, the Evo Blade in all its beauty, and it's absolutely gorgeous too, and it goes like a bomb as well. This was the bike developed by RS Performance for Honda to ensure that the Blade can, as we say, still cut it with the competition in proddy racing. Because after all, a Blade, and an RS Blade at that, won the production TT last year, and they scored a 1-2 in the Power Bike Championship. Instantly recognisable, of course, is the Fireblade headlamp. And all right, you might say, well, you recognise those vent holes in the fairing, but you won't recognise these. These great big nostrils feed air into these tubes here, into this plastic cover, which covers the alloy fuel tank, increased in capacity, by the way, and also under there is an increased capacity airbox. And look at those beautiful Öhlins forks, fully adjustable for preload and rebound, and compression damping, all held in place by billet yokes with triple clamps. And get a load of those 4-pot Brembos, complete with floating rotors, Goodrich hoses, and, as if that wasn't enough, a Dimag 17-inch front wheel, up an inch from standard, and that's just the front end. Now, the frame has been left untouched, but what you will see down here is a single-sided swinging arm, no doubt about that. That's coupled to a Dimag 3-spoker at the back again, but the whole thing is covered in beautiful little details. See these rear sets here? Billet machined again, you can see the milling marks, even got Evo Blade in there, and it's these little details that make it so exclusive.
Firing up the Evo, you know there's something special stirring. Not just the rasp from the Micron exhaust, but a certain looseness, a free revving spinability accompanied by the slight evocative clatter from the flat slide carbs. Reach 6,000 revs and it starts to get into its stride, and just over 7, an almost turbo-like boost catapults you forward to the 12.2 red line. But what a front end! Out on the road, the firm but fluid front suspension tracks beautifully. Changes in surface are taken in its stride, and the slightly bigger front wheel not only gives it a wider tyre choice, it aids stability and discourages any twitchiness in the steering compartment. No tank slappers with this one. Exclusive or not, it uses the same roads, but no matter what the state of the road, the handling and road holding is truly a spot-on, confidence-inspiring affair. And when it comes to stopping, 2 fingers takes on a whole new meaning. The Brembo setup is absolutely amazing. So is the 918cc engine with its gas-flowed head and high-lift cams. Crank and rods have been balanced, and it's all topped off with a grand's worth of flat slide Keynes carbs. This adds up to 160 brake at 12,100 revs, putting it all down through the slick close ratio box. The John Keogh designed bodywork is all new. Not only the air ducts, you've also got an extended aerodynamic belly pan and a bigger capacity tank. That's also, and it's clever this, slimmer because it's much deeper. Toys for boys? Perhaps, but this ain't a toy. It can cut it with the best and is supplied with single and twin seat options, high and low level pipes, road and track suspension setup data, front and rear paddock stands and a dust cover, just in case you decide it's a toy after all. $22,350 is a lot of money that a lot of you happy little bladers won't want to pay. But if you want one of the most successful sports bikes ever made, but made even better, the Evo is for you.
It's no surprise these days to see youngsters riding motorcycles. There's lots of different makes and models available, ranging from fully automatic rev and go style, through semi-automatic to full motorcycle configuration with gears and a clutch. And if the rider hasn't quite developed the skills for two-wheelers, then how about a quad? Not only are there bikes available for youngsters, but there's a full range of clothing to go with them. Everything from colourful motocross gear, including boots and helmets, to the more traditional leather styles, perhaps even a pair of cool shades. And if your budding biker feels the need to get competitive, then there are junior motocross clubs scattered around the country. These clubs will guide the youngsters from as early as 6 years old and help them to develop the skills required to compete with the best. They also have regular race meetings throughout the year, which very often result in the parents getting more excited than the kids. But that's motocross. What about junior road racing? Well, at a recent club meeting at Three Sisters racetrack in Lancashire, our very own big kid, Wayne, met up with a couple of up-and-coming young racers.
Yes indeed, and this is our young road racers. We've got Casey over here and we've got James over here. He's the slightly taller one. Casey, this road racing life's dangerous, you know. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
But you're not bothered?
No.
Flipping out, something wrong with these lads. Right then, how old are you then?
13.
13. How long have you been doing this?
I've just started this year.
Just 1 year?
Yeah.
And you do pretty good, I know, because I've watched you. You're
Yeah.
fast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you have these leathers specially made?
Yeah.
Did you? There's not many cows in these, is there? They're
No.
only little, aren't they?
Yep.
Have you fell off?
Yeah. Fell
And?
off last week.
And did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I ran crutches.
Were you?
Yeah.
You were on, hang on a minute. What's your name Mick doing? He's the type of guy who has crutches 1 week and races the next. So you must be well hard.
No.
What did you do then that you're on crutches?
I bruised my kneecap.
You bruised your kneecap, but you're all right now?
Yeah.
You just don't kneel down? No,
No.
scrubbing the kitchen floor?
No.
How did you get into doing road racing then?
My dad does it.
Ah, does he? Is he a bit of a star?
He's going to Isle of Man this year.
Oh, is he? Is that your ambition by any chance?
Yeah.
So you want to race in the Isle of Man?
Yep.
Flipping out. Be a few years yet before you'll do that though.
Yep.
But you've got to stick to this racing.
Yeah.
What bike do you use?
Kawasaki AR80.
An AR80. Don't you find it just a bit frightening?
No.
Must be something wrong with me then. I find any two wheels frightening. Thanks very much, Casey. Let's have a word with James here. James, who's just a tad taller than he should be for his age. Or is it me that's just a tad too small for my age? I'm not sure. How long have you been doing it then, James?
This is my first year.
You're another, well, I was going to say virgin really, but new to motorcycling then. How did you learn then?
My dad does some training, local kart
Yeah.
track, and he showed me how to ride on one of the training bikes.
Right then, and you just took to it. Did you rather do 2 wheels than 4 wheels then? Karting, not for you then?
Not really, no.
No, and what bike do you use?
There's a Kawasaki AR80 one
It's
behind me.
the one behind us. Very nice too it is. I've been looking at it. Very shiny. You have to do all the maintenance.
No, my dad does that, that's what he's for.
Oh, wait till we have a word with your dad. That's what he's for, is it? And I don't suppose he comes up with a bit of readies as well.
Yeah, he pays for it all, yeah.
You've got it cushy, haven't you? And how old are you then?
15,
15. And you're just near to 6 foot.
just about, yep.
Do you eat a lot of like cereals in the morning or something?
Not really.
Must be something you're doing, or eating, or drinking. Do you drink a lot? Maybe that might be it. I know what it is. You fell asleep in a greenhouse, didn't you? Thanks very much, gentlemen. You're stars of the future. Mick doing it your heart out.
But it wasn't just small riders that were competing at this event. There were some rather small wheels on some of the other machines. Any guesses on this one? No, it's not a go-kart, but a quad. Racing quads are becoming very popular. They're fast and furious and often provide some very close races. And in the same class as the quads are these. Yes, it does look like an arcade game with its space-age type cockpit, but this is actually a Honda Pilot. These machines started out as agricultural vehicles and were basically a CR500 motocross type engine in a small chassis. But of course, boys being boys, they've been modified, souped up and tuned up, and are now well respected in the world of motorsport. But hang on, this is supposed to be a bike meeting. Well, these quads and pilots may have 4 wheels, but they do spend a lot of their time on 3, or even 2. There were some real three-wheelers at this meeting. Sidecars. Nothing fancy, no immaculate paint jobs and no huge trucks with enough spares to service a fleet of GP bikes. This is club racing, where funds are often tight and everybody gets their hands dirty. You really don't need to own a superbike to go racing. How about a moped? They too have their own class. Speeds might not be too impressive, but the competition is just as hot. There are more classes for solo machines at a club event than anything else. Everything from old classics to hot 600s compete for a share of the honours. There's a separate category for supermotos. These are bikes which started life as full motocross machines, but have now been fitted with improved brakes, stiffer suspension and some super sticky road tyres to cope with the demands of racing on tarmac. And they're very fast. Club meetings are full of variety. There's something for everyone, competitors and spectators alike. Some people go the whole hog and even bring their own Barbie. Those who couldn't fit the Barbie in the van simply improvise and set the bike on fire. So whether you're into sidecars, quads, solos or supermotos, it's all there at a club meeting. They take place all over the country. They normally cost just a few pounds to enter as a spectator, and very often children get in for free. It's a great day out. But it was the juniors that impressed us the most, 11 to 15-year-olds racing round a track. And we'll be covering a full junior road race meeting in the future on two wheels. And coming up after the break, Brendan Riley gets his first road test, but decides he'd rather modify the bike. And by popular request, another look at top stunt rider Dave Coates.
After months of mithering the lads on two wheels to give me a bike to road test, I was ecstatic when they said today was the day, until I saw what bike I ended up with. Well, I suppose you've got to start somewhere, so let's see what this baby can do. I think it needs a bit of a tinker. Oh yeah, I know what this needs. I'll go and get the tool now. Well, while it's on the floor, I might as well give it a few adjustments, eh? Yeah, I think so. What do we need? Rear suspension, I think's not handling too well. Well, we'll soon sort that job out. Right, there you go. Voila, rear monoshock. Okay, so we sorted out the suspension. Looks all right. What else needs adjustment? Handlebars, nice one. There you go. Voila, drop handlebars. Road test over, track test next. That's enough talk from me. I think we'll just go to work. Die, low rider, die. Woo! Champione, champion.
Very impressive, eh? Well, if you go to some of the big bike shows up and down the country, you'll have seen guys like that, stunt riders, and you cannot fail to be impressed. Well, I've come here to York Raceway to see one of the best practicing, Dave Coates. So, Dave, stunt riding. How on earth do you become a stunt rider?
Well, in my case, I was always doing daft things on a bike when I was a kid and push bikes and whatever, and it just progressed on to being when I got a motorbike on the road, really.
So you were a loony on the road?
Yeah, I was a bit, yeah. And that's I actually got banned from being on the road, and that was when I really started doing shows, and that it was the only real way of me getting on a motorbike again and still riding and doing what I wanted to do.
Right. Doing
it
it legally in a controlled environment. Yeah.
And I got a couple of shows to do, mainly here actually at York Dragway, and it just went from there really.
Right. So as a younger, you were about the same age as me, I think, a bit older than me. But, so Evel Knievel, Eddie Kidd, and all that, were they? Is it because you watched them that you fancied it?
Yeah, I think so. Years ago, when I was a kid, obviously they were the only ones that were doing anything or in the news or anything like that, and they were the pictures that you would see and the videos, tapes and films that you would see. So yeah, I think they were what kicked it off really, and then it moved on to guys like Doug DeMorcus and Arto Nyquist and people like that who were doing stuff on big road bikes, who were doing big wheelies and burnouts and stoppies and whatever. And then I sort of crossed over to that side of it, and I enjoyed that side of it more.
Well, road bikes, you said there. You use a road bike, you're using a Thunder Race now.
Yeah.
But you used a GSXR 1100 for a long time.
Yeah.
Now that's a common bike, the GSXR, in the stunt world. Why? Is there something special about it?
I think the GSXR is good because it's durable and it lasts long. The engines are practically bulletproof, and they've just got plenty of grunt, and they seem to do the business.
So how's this one then? Because you've not had this long, this Thunder Race?
No, it's quite a new bike for me, this one. I got it supplied from Yamaha, so it's a Yamaha Thunder Race, and it's good for it. It's quite a big bike, but it's surprisingly easy to do wheelies and stoppies and burnouts.
It's physically very big, isn't it? The tank's huge on it, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks bigger than my GSXR when you sat on it.
It looks bigger when you look at it as well. But that's a road bike. How different is it to a standard road bike?
Well, that's not very much different at all. It's all I've done is I've took the fairing off, put a set of motocross handlebars on, and just changed the end can really. That's it. Oh, I fitted an air shifter as well.
Now air shifter. I want to go into this because that's when you're up wheeling, when you sat on the handlebars, stood on the seat, etc. Your foot is nowhere near the gear shift.
Yeah.
But you still change gear.
Yeah.
That's the air shifter.
That's right. Yeah, I've got it rigged up so that I flick a switch somewhere on the bike and it arms the horn button to work as a gear shift button.
Right.
So once I get it up and start going along, you start pressing the horn button and it changes gear, it goes up through the box with us.
It goes up?
I can get it into fifth gear.
Does it come back down again?
No,
it's not that clever.
You
then.
can get them that do that, but that particular one doesn't.
Excellent. Have you got any new things up your sleeve? Any new tricks? Is it an ultimate kind of thing?
I don't think there's an ultimate now. I mean, the ultimate for me was the three things like braking back lights and what have you, riding
You're
backwards.
famous for that now.
Yeah, getting a bit of a reputation for that now.
How did that start? Braking. Did you think I can get that on the floor? Or?
It was seeing somebody else do it, like I said before. Arto Nyquist, Doug DeMorcus, and they were doing them years ago, and so that's what really fired me up, and that's what I wanted to do. There was that, the skiing off the back, and riding backwards. That was the three things I wanted to do years ago.
And you're doing them all now?
Yeah, getting them all now, and a few more.
I know, yeah. You will have noticed that Dave is rarely alone when he's on his bike, so I'm just going to grab a word with a very important member of the team here, Sandra Coates. How are you? You all right?
Yes, thanks.
Sandra, impressive, very impressive.
Thank you.
I think you're mad, by the way. Are you frightened? Do you get scared?
No, not now. Years ago I used to when we first started doing it, but definitely not now.
Do you get nervous? You're not nervous?
No, not at all. A lot of faith and a lot of trust in him.
Well, I'm sure you have, yeah. But do you not think you're going to fall off or anything?
No, we've had some tumbles, but no,
Nothing major?
nothing too serious.
Right.
Touch wood.
Are you a biker, Sandra? Do you ride a bike?
I can ride a bike, but not actually on the road.
Right.
I've had a go at Dave's. You know, he's teaching me a few tricks at
Oh, is
the
it?
moment.
Oh, so we may see a role reversal here in the future. Are you on the...
Hopefully.
Hey?
One day, hopefully, it'll be as good as he is.
Well, you never know. What was the first thing you did, the first stunt you did on the bike with Dave?
First stunt was just wheelies and me sat backwards, and we
Right.
did that for quite a long time till I got used to that.
Yeah. And then you just progressed. Because now you're crawling all over the flipping thing. I've seen you with, you know, along the seat, hanging off the side and the back. What's your favourite thing now on the bike?
I think the favourite one is sitting backwards, probably because I've done that the most.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that's my favourite.
Right. Well, it looks very good. You're very busy. You've come here to practice. I don't want to detain you any longer, so I'll let you go on with it, eh? Okay.
Just 1 minute,
Wh-
Paul.
What?
I'm not going to practice. I think you're going to have a go.
Well, no, not on
Yes.
here.
Oh yes.
On the front.
Yes, Paul.
On the front. Can I go on the front?
No, you can go on the back.
I'm a terrible pillion.
No.
Well.
Well, Paul, absolutely terrific. Did you
Hey.
enjoy it? Yeah.
Let me get this off, see if I can still speak. Brilliant.
Good.
Now I know that you really are completely mad. No, it's him, isn't it? Top man. Never felt frightened.
Good.
But brilliant. Very
I told you you
exhilarating.
wouldn't.
I would do it again. If ever you get a chance, just do it. It's just fantastic.
Well, I think you've just done me out of a job.
No, I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it, but I'll take that. You get your helmet on and we'll stay as we are, I think. But tremendous. What can I say? Fantastic.
Thank you.
On Two Wheels next week, we join hundreds of riders of British motorcycles in the quaint Oxfordshire village of Cassington for their annual bike nights.